Eternal Reflections, The Haunting of Hallows End. In the heart of an ancient, crumbling town, where the shadows clung to the forgotten corners and time seemed to stand still, there stood an abandoned house, its time-worn facade a testament to a bygone era. The house had stood empty for decades, its interior cloaked in darkness. Within the depths of this decaying mansion resided a mirror, a cursed relic that had witnessed the passage of time and the souls of those who dared to face it. The mirror was an intricate and macabre creation, adorned with carvings that hinted at the forbidden knowledge it held. For generations, it had been hidden in the house's attic, its powers shrouded in secrecy. It was said to possess the ability to unveil the deepest, darkest desires and fears of those who peered into it. But the reflection it revealed was not of the physical self, it was a sinister and malevolent incarnation of one's very soul. The abandoned house was a source of intrigue and dread in the town, its stories whispered in hushed tones among the residents. But the legends surrounding the cursed mirror were the most haunting of all. Hallows End was a time of celebration in the town, when the autumnal winds swept in, and the streets transformed into a tapestry of orange and black. As the eve of All Hallows approached, the townsfolk adorned their homes with pumpkins, and children donned costumes that ranged from the whimsical to the macabre. One fateful Halloween night, a group of friends ventured into the abandoned house, their courage bolstered by the tales of the malevolent mirror and the promises of revelry. Among them was Sarah, an adventurous and spirited young woman, who believed that the legends were but superstitions to entertain the curious. The abandoned house creaked and groaned as the friends ascended the decrepit staircase to the attic. There, they found the mirror, its tarnished surface glinting with an eerie light in the glow of their flickering lanterns. As Sarah peered into the malevolent mirror, her reflection stared back at her, but it was not her own visage she saw. Instead, the mirror unveiled a twisted version of herself, one consumed by the deepest, darkest desires of her heart. Her reflection leered at her, a malevolent grin that sent shivers down her spine. Sarah tried to pull away, but the malevolent mirror held her gaze captive, drawing her deeper into its abyss. She was shown visions of nightmarish horrors, scenes of death and despair, as the mirror whispered promises of forbidden power and insight, urging her to embrace the darkness within. In the midst of her trance, the friends panicked, trying to free Sarah from the clutches of the malevolent mirror. Desperation filled the room as they struggled to break her gaze, but the mirror's power was unyielding. Sarah's malevolent reflection seemed to mock her, its sinister laughter echoing through the attic. It was as if the mirror had captured her very soul, revealing the hidden darkness that had always dwelled within her. The Halloween celebrations continued outside, but the abandoned house had become a place of horror. Sarah's friends, their faces etched with despair, fled the mansion, leaving her behind. The malevolent mirror had claimed its victim. As the town celebrated Hallows End, Sarah's reflection remained trapped in the mirror, a tormented soul ensnared by the malevolence that had been unleashed. Weeks turned into months, and the abandoned house was left to decay, a silent testament to the horrors that had transpired within. The malevolent mirror remained in the attic, forever cursed, a reminder of the darkness that had consumed a young woman on that fateful Halloween night. But the story did not end there. As the years passed, the townsfolk began to speak of strange occurrences by the abandoned river, not far from the abandoned house. They whispered tales of ghostly apparitions and haunting cries that echoed through the night. It was said that the river had become a place of sorrow, a place where the malevolent mirror's curse had continued to wreak havoc on the town. The reflection in the mirror had become a reflection of the town's darkest secrets, and the legacy of Hallows End was forever marred by the malevolent mirror's curse. Haunting Reflections, a descent into madness. Deep within the heart of the desolate forest, where the trees loomed like silent sentinels and the moon's pale light barely penetrated the thick canopy, there lay an abandoned mental hospital known as St. Agnes Asylum. Its grim reputation stretched beyond the town, and it was a place shrouded in legend. But the true horror that resided within the asylum was not confined to its rotting walls. It was a mirror, a malevolent relic, forgotten by time. The mirror, a grotesque and ornate piece, had once hung in the asylum's children's ward. It had absorbed the anguish and despair of countless little souls over the years. It was said to possess the power to expose the darkest secrets hidden within, showing not a physical reflection but the twisted and malevolent essence of one's very soul. The asylum had been long abandoned, left to the ravages of time and nature, but the malevolent mirror retained its sinister allure. The once patients, now forgotten specters, had etched their despair onto its surface, leaving an indelible mark. The tales of the mirror's curse whispered through the town, leaving its residents with a sense of unease. One stormy night, a curious little girl named Lily found herself wandering through the forbidding forest, lured by an unseen force. Her inquisitive spirit led her to a clearing where St. Agnes Asylum loomed in the moonlight. Despite her age, Lily's innate curiosity drew her inside the dilapidated structure. As she ventured through the asylum's decaying halls, she encountered the malevolent mirror. Her reflection stared back at her, but it was not the innocent visage of a child. Instead, the mirror unveiled a sinister version of herself, twisted by malevolence and darkness. Her reflection sneered, an eerie and malicious grin that sent a shiver down her spine. Lily tried to break free, but the malevolent mirror held her gaze captive, drawing her further into its abyss. She saw visions of horrors that defied imagination, scenes of suffering and torment, as the mirror whispered promises of forbidden knowledge and unimaginable power, urging her to embrace the darkness within. The ghostly apparitions of the asylum's former residents, trapped within the malevolent mirror, spoke to Lily in mournful voices, recounting their own tragic tales. They warned her of the mirror's curse and the madness that awaited those who gazed too deeply. With sheer determination, Lily managed to tear her gaze away from the malevolent mirror. The room echoed with the lingering malevolence, but she had escaped its clutches. The asylum, however, had other plans. As Lily continued to explore the asylum, she uncovered the sorrowful tales of the former patients. She learned of the unspeakable experiments and the cruelty that had transpired within these decaying walls. It was a place where innocence had been shattered and replaced with despair. Her determination to confront the mirror's curse led her to the asylum's darkest corner, a room where the malevolent mirror was said to have the greatest hold. The mirror beckoned, its glass like a portal to a malevolent realm, enticing Lily to peer into it once more. With her heart pounding, Lily once again faced her malevolent reflection. This time, it revealed more than her inner. As the mirror threatened to ensnare her, Lily's screams echoed through the asylum. The malevolent mirror seemed to absorb her very soul, leaving nothing but a haunting silence. Lily's disappearance sent shockwaves through the town, reigniting the legends of the malevolent mirror and the cursed St. Agnes Asylum. It was a place where innocence had been stolen, and the price of curiosity had been paid in madness. As the years passed, the malevolent mirror remained in its forsaken place, a testament to the horrors of the asylum. The townsfolk whispered tales of the little girl who had dared to confront the mirror and vanished into the abyss. The malevolent mirror, forever cursed, continued to wait, luring the unsuspecting into its web of darkness, a reflection of the horrors that had unfolded within the walls of St. Agnes Asylum. The ephemeral echoes, reflections of despair. Nestled in the sleepy town of Larkspur, hidden amidst the dense woods, there lay an old mansion shrouded in ominous legend. The mansion, known as the Wycliffe Manor, had a reputation for harboring dark secrets. At the heart of this enigmatic manor rested a mirror, an antique relic said to reveal the innermost desires and fears of those who dared to face it. The mirror, an exquisite work of art, had been in the Wycliffe family for generations. Its unsettling notoriety extended far beyond the town, as it was whispered to possess the power to uncover the hidden facets of the human soul. It did not reflect one's physical appearance, but rather revealed a disturbing, twisted version of one's inner self. The mirror's most recent owner, Isabella Wycliffe, was a reclusive woman whose fascination with the mirror had grown into an obsession. She believed that it held the key to unlocking the secrets of the afterlife. Isabella's mania led her to delve into forbidden rituals and dark magic in her relentless pursuit of ultimate knowledge. As Isabella delved deeper into the mirror's mysteries, her reflection took on an eerie and malevolent presence. Her once soft features contorted into a grotesque visage, and her eyes became cold, hollow voids. She had become inextricably linked with the mirror's malevolence, and her very essence was tainted by the darkness it held. The town of Larkspur could not escape the rumors of the malevolent mirror and the eerie occurrences surrounding Wycliffe Manor. As tales of distorted reflections and souls ensnared in despair circulated through the town, the residents grew fearful of the mansion and the sinister enigmas it held. On a fateful, stormy night, a young man named Samuel arrived in Larkspur. Driven by a relentless curiosity about the supernatural and the enigmatic mirror, he was determined to confront the sinister legends that surrounded the manor. Wycliffe Manor, its facade draped in mystery, welcomed Samuel as he ventured through its grand entrance. Standing before the malevolent mirror, his reflection met him, but the mirror's glass seemed like a portal to another realm, beckoning him to step closer. As Samuel locked eyes with his reflection, the mirror began to unveil a distorted version of himself, one filled with his darkest and most malevolent desires. His reflection grinned ominously, its eyes holding the keys to forbidden knowledge. It was as if the mirror had captured his innermost fears and yearnings, twisting them into a nightmarish reflection. Terrified, Samuel tried to turn away, but the malevolent mirror held his gaze captive, drawing him further into its abyss. He witnessed a surreal, terrifying world, each vision more dreadful than the last, as the mirror whispered promises of immortality and insight, urging him to embrace the darkness within. Isabella Wycliffe, now an ethereal presence trapped within the cursed mirror, spoke to Samuel in a voice that was both mournful and enticing. She told him of her own descent into madness and the forbidden secrets she had unearthed, warning him of the mirror's curse. With sheer determination, Samuel tore his gaze away from the malevolent mirror. The room echoed with the remnants of malevolence, but he had escaped its clutches. He fled Wycliffe Manor, his heart racing, and the mansion's ominous presence seemed to recede as he left its confines. The malevolent mirror remained, its powers undiminished, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to be drawn into its web of darkness. Samuel's encounter with the malevolent mirror left him scarred, his mind haunted by the terrors he had witnessed. He realized that the mirror was a relic of unparalleled evil, a portal to a realm where one's darkest desires and fears were laid bare. In Larkspur, Wycliffe Manor and its malevolent mirror continued to be a source of terror and fascination. The town's residents could only wonder if the mirror's curse would ever be broken or if it would continue to ensnare those who dared to seek the truth within its malevolent depths. The reflection in the mirror remained an enigma, one that held Larkspur in its sinister grip, waiting for the next victim to confront their own malevolent reflection.